Allison and Peter talk to you about their guardianship arrangements?
No.
Well, in preparing their will, we talked about who would take care of Sophie in the unlikely event that they should both die, and they named you. Both of you.
I'm sorry. They picked us together?
I'm sure this isn't exactly how you wanted to start a family.
There's been a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
We are not married.
No. They tried to set us up in a blind date. We never even made it to the restaurant.
I don't even know if you can call it a date. I mean, he was such a dick.
Somebody shut that goddamn baby up. I mean, wow, you know, this is one...
Cyrus, shut up.
No, this is one screening where babies could have been crying in the theater and it would have been much better than this movie.
Yeah.
You know, it is funny how many R-rated, violent, sex-filled movies we see where people bring their kids and their infants. And this one, it's all about a baby. Not a single kid in there.
Yeah, well, the moms didn't want the kids to spoil their enjoyment of this crappy film.
Well, you know what? I thought there was plenty of violence in this film, especially seeing the lead actor push that poor little kid, across the floor. And I'm like, what the fuck am I watching here?
I know.
Well, that's the thing. Like, because of union laws, they have to use twins for babies. So I guess they always figured, like, hey, if this one gets too bruised, we got enough.
It does make you wonder, was that considered to be like child cruelty or child abuse?
They ain't do nothing bad to that kid or those kids.
I'm sure they had a take with
babies are half rubber.
I don't know.
Their bones are all cartilage.
I'm sure they had a take with Josh what's his name?
Dumel
punched that baby in the stomach under the face. They're like, cut, not that hard. All right. It's a baby. Sorry.
By the way, I gotta give you props on your Josh Dumel impression. I'm sorry. That's pretty good.
Hey, dude, kid was tough to me. No, but I tell you, the kid was an angel compared to the arguing that this couple did in this movie. Josh Dumel was
Dumel. It's easy.
Dumel.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at dumbass. Can never get this guy's name right.
Who gives a shit?
Josh Dumel. Yeah. Yeah. Him and Katherine Heigl, man. I have actually gotten a little bit more tolerant of romantic comedies throughout the years.
They beat you down after a while.
Yeah, and I've learned to actually I used to say, wow, romantic comedies are the same thing over and over again. Wait a minute, they made like 4 Die Hard movies that were the same,
yeah.
and the knockoffs too. So action movies are kind of the same.
This movie should have been entitled Hello as We Know It, because spending time with this supposed couple that needs to take care of this kid made me want to jump out of a window.
Well, see, you got that right.
Well, to be fair, they're not really a couple. I mean, if they had been a couple, that would have been more annoying.
Well, yeah, that is probably where the main fault of this movie starts with me. We have these two people, Katherine Heigl and Josh Dumel, whatever. They're on a blind date, and it goes horribly wrong before they even get out of the parking lot. And the reason why they were set up is because she's the best friend of this girl who's married to this guy, and this guy's the best friend of Josh Dumel's character. And so even though this first date didn't work out, they still have to see each other because they're always crossing paths when they come over to the house to see their best friends.
They're made best man and bride of honor at the wedding. When they have a kid, they're both made the godparents. It's like, I'd be like, look, you've got other friends. Will you this shit?
Yeah, and the friends and the people that they're friends with is Hayes MacArthur, who's the husband, and Christina Hendricks, who's God damn!
Yeah. Jeez, he hurt my ears.
I'm sorry.
You can tell that it was a woman who oversaw every level of the production of this film. I mean, it had to be, or at least a gay man or something, because otherwise Katherine Heigl wouldn't have been the star. Christina Hendricks would have.
Oh, I know, man.
And you gotta take one look at the two of them together and be like, don't let the door hit you in the ass.
Well, a woman did produce this.
There you go.
Katherine Heigl.
Oh, see.
Yeah.
And I think Katherine Heigl's mother, sister, somebody related to her, or somebody who has the same last name.
You know, this is like the movie that spends the whole movie talking about how hot Josh is. Every chance they get, man, he's hot. Nobody says anything about Katherine Heigl because that's not her job.
Because she's a shrew.
The women who are watching it, they don't identify with it because they're shrews.
Yeah, no, and you're right. Christina Hendricks, she could have been annoying as hell, more annoying than Katherine Heigl. At least I would have had something to look at. Not to say that Katherine Heigl isn't gorgeous. She's
not bad looking, but after so many movies where she plays the same fucking character.
Yes, yeah.
This control freak person who's really uncoordinated.
How can anybody fucking stand to be around this bitch of a woman. I mean, I was getting so frustrated. I was like, okay, I'm checking out.
And you're right. She does
I'm
play
sorry.
that
Whoa.
character all the time.
I got to throw a flag because maybe I've seen too many of her movies. Whereas normally I am really irritated by her and feel like she's a bitch. I thought she was a lot more reasonable in this movie.
You are the only one in this room.
You've been brainwashed.
I mean, really. I mean, Josh Duhamel's character. I mean, like sometimes you just look at a story, you go like, well, I can see his side, I see her side. That first date, he is a straight up ass.
Oh no, don't get me wrong.
Everything, every way she reacts to him was in accordance to how somebody would
I'm gonna
react.
touch on that a little bit because he is a dick and he ain't getting off easy here either. But her, I mean, it's just the main reason why it's really more annoying with her because Cyrus hit it right. I mean, we see her play this role all the time, and it's getting to a point where I'm beginning to think that is her. I'm sure it's not, but
she's a Persian cat away from being a James Bond villain.
Yeah, damn. I mean, she should be like the next Batman villain. Ask Katherine Heigl, nothing else. But so,
the Ice Queen.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Their best friends die in a car wreck, which leaves their infant daughter. Now, why with these two people around them all the time, Katherine Heigl and Josh Duhamel, fighting all the time, why they would want to put this kid in their care, I don't know.
Because they hated the kid?
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
That's why they killed themselves?
They spend the whole movie rehashing the idea of like, wait, I think I know why they put us together because separately we don't work, but together with the kid we work. And I'm like, well, no, according to Occam's razor, where the simplest answer is the right one, her parents were really irresponsible, and they were dicks.
Okay. Go ahead.
What? Why me? Because I'm the girl?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Messer, I am not changing diapers for the next 2 years.
Listen hard.
Get in there.
Fine. You know
Go
what?
ahead.
Easy. It's not that.
What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. It's not a bra that I'm taking off a chick. It's a diaper that I'm taking off a baby.
It's
Okay.
not rocket
Is there a box that I can read
Just
or something?
take the tabs off.
Oh, God.
Don't do that. You're making me
Oh, it's like Slumdog Millionaire in there.
You're making me
I can't.
Stop.
She didn't eat enough to produce that. She had like 2 pieces of macaroni.
Get it out of her toes.
Okay. Give me the wipes.
Okay.
Give me another one.
Hurry up.
Come on.
Get it out of her toes.
But it's like a poop suit.
Messer, don't leave me in here.
Yeah, to leave that kid with them, unless they said
they really didn't like their kid that
when they
much.
were writing that will, and they were like, you know what, we really want this kid to be prepared for the world. We want this kid to be tough. Let's put him with these two assholes right here.
Right? Yeah, boy named Sue.
But this kid grows to be as hot as Catherine Hendricks or whatever, because Christina Hendricks. Who cares about her name? She's hot. And this kid's got it made. From there, I mean, the movie is a pretty much typical romantic comedy, which is nothing wrong with that, really. But where I guess in the average romantic comedy, they argue for about, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes. I mean, these people are arguing through the whole goddamn film. It seems like they're just arguing because they really don't have anything else for these characters to do. These characters are underdeveloped to the point where all they have to do is just scream at each other and point fingers at each other.
The guy's got the guy dream job working as behind the scenes for professional basketball. And the girl's got the girl dream job. She owns her own bakery shop.
Yeah.
And you're like, come on, man. That's really all there is that defines these people. I mean, now I kind of agree with Leon in the sense that she is nowhere near as irritating here as she is in those other films. They've actually tried to make her seem at least reasonable for a bitch.
Damn.
She's not ridiculously crazy like the other films where it's like no one would be friends with her. Here it's like, all right, she's tolerable, and so is he. But that's the best thing you can say about them. They clearly don't belong together on any level other than some sort of imagined, like you were saying, Leon. Well, they must have seen something in us that made them think we'd be the right person.
Oh yeah, no, they were
the only two good-looking friends they had.
Yeah.
I mean, they have their cast of neighbors that keep coming over to visit, and these are all rejects from the comedy club. I mean, they paired these two people up. It's like, wow, I have one good-looking friend and you have one good-looking friend. Let's have them get together, and maybe it can raise the level of this neighborhood.
Wasn't the neighborhood the exact neighborhood from Killers?
Killers,
I think it was
practically.
Yeah.
No, when they first came over, I was like, holy shit, are they doing this again? Just saw this in red and now it's here.
Or that movie that we saw about the secret shoppers.
Oh, the Joneses.
The Joneses, yeah.
The only thing I'll say about the neighbors in this movie is that I was pleasantly surprised that they had a gay couple that they weren't constantly making jokes about. They were just, like, happened to be gay and no one even brought it up. And
True.
Like, okay, that was kind of refreshing to see that.
Even though the joke with those two were, look at how hot that guy is. The guy
they did kind of make them
can't
jokey.
pronounce the last name too. Yeah, but
every single person in the neighborhood was looking at him. That was just more making me focus on who the fuck who made this movie is so in love with Josh Duhamel.
Well, you know, I mean, he does have that sort of Timothy Oliphant has sex with Johnny Knoxville look about himself.
That is it. I keep thinking that that's a Timothy Oliphant replacement. Yeah, should just stick to doing TV shows. Yeah, this guy's gonna.
Yeah, he's like Timothy Oliphant with platform shoes, you know,
and a nice widow's peak. And yeah, Katherine Heigl. I mean, honestly, I wish she would, try to go outside her acting range as far as being somebody I actually like for once. Because I used to like have a huge crush on that chick. But the more I got to, see her in her roles, the more I started to really despise her and just hate her. And I know it's not her. It's these roles that they're giving her, which I guess they're easy for.
That's her range of acting. It's like, oh, my period's here. I need to make a movie now.
Yeah, right. Exactly. She looks at her schedule.
Just watch a trailer. I like, all right, this is the movie I'm going to walk out of. I'm going to see 10 minutes out. And to be honest, just sitting there watching, I was like, you know what? It's not terrible. I really expected terrible. It's flat. I mean, for the first 30 minutes or an hour, it just, a lot of those jokes, none of them hit. But I kept thinking the movie was frustrating because it would have these moments I thought were genuine and human and kind of going off the script. And I'm like, hey, we're actually spending some time with them. And they're really focusing on, they're exploring how hard it is to raise a baby. Like, especially if you're single and suddenly like, okay, here's a baby for you. Gotta do it. And you're not prepared for everything you have to give up. And they go through that. And every time I would start to go you know what? I think I'm going to give this movie a chance. I think I'm liking it. It would go into a montage.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah. More montages than
I counted 4, maybe 5 montages.
I counted 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I was ready for Trey Parker to start singing montage.
Yeah. but it just kept doing that. I would be like, okay, write it off. Then it would come back again. I'm like, hey, that was a good scene. That was funny. Okay, I like this character. Okay, let's see where it goes.
Saving grace of this movie could have been had they probably focused more on them trying to raise this kid and probably learn to live with each other, but realize that it's hard. I mean, like when they begin to like each other, they realize how hard it is to be a parent, and that's a challenge. But the movie never moves beyond him being just a pussy hound and
a jackass.
And a jackass, yeah. Her just being a bitch because she hates him, and occasionally putting the camera on this baby so that the audience could say, "Oh," or just having this baby scream throughout the whole film. These kind of movies are a balancing act for me. Like, these characters, for an audience that would go see this movie, the producers know, the directors know, the filmmakers know. They know that they don't have to flesh out these characters that much, and so I can just kind of leave that movie for that audience and not, because I wasn't offended by it. I was just more bored and annoyed. But there are some scenes that actually made me either feel like these two characters were human beings and they were very small, and they were near the end where it just felt like it was a relief not having to hear them argue with each other anymore, or there were scenes in there that were genuinely funny, like Faison Love when he came in as the camera.
Faison Love was great. He stole the movie for the time he was on.
He was in there for that. He was in that movie for less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And he was hilarious.
All right, thank you for the ride, Walter. Oh, you call, I can. That's how a man makes his money, baby. Now, what's up with my floor seat, sucker?
I'm going to make you a deal just because I like you. I'm going to give you 2 floor seats. All you got to do is keep that meter running for me, all right?
Okay.
My man.
You making another stop, baby?
Yep.
Okay.
Just not yet.
All right. Yeah, the baby's in. You left the baby. 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 You left your baby. You left your baby.
Look, Walter, please. I got no choice. I need your help as a friend.
No. You can't leave me with your baby. You don't crack. I could be the baby cab killer.
I know all about you, man. I know that you keep a clean cab. I know that you drive the speed limit, and I know you got 3 kids who you love to death.
You know why? Because they're my kids. I hate other people's kids. That's your baby in there.
Whatever the meter is, you can triple it, okay? You'll be the best paid babysitter in the state. Please.
When she wakes up.
She's not going to wake up. Look. It's her ducky. In case of an emergency.
Better not be no emergencies.
There won't be.
Better not.
And Josh Duhamel, I mean, just, if you have a guy who's just an ass like this guy, he's going to spout off 1 or 2 comments that are going to make you chuckle. So, and he did. Like, with the line when he came in and said, I've used a condom the whole time I had sex, and I still end up with a baby. And I was like, it's kind of cute. I really wouldn't
happened to you, Corey.
Yeah, you identify with that.
The movie, for a split second, that movie turned to a horror cautionary tale for me.
The whole movie was a horror film.
When I was staring at the movie, you should have seen my eyes get big, and the camera just zoomed in on me.
You're like not even having sex. You end up with a baby anyway. You're regularly sprayed with baby poop and baby diarrhea. You're the world's most irritating neighbors. I mean, what about that wasn't a horror film? And you're trapped in a house with Katherine Heigl whining at you.
Oh, I know. And the girl who...
you're trapped in a house with a relatively hot girl who won't have sex with you.
Would never even dream of having sex with you. Wow. This is terrifying.
Not only that, she constantly tells you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She reminds you all the time.
I'm going to fuck you. Ever.
What really annoyed me with these characters is near the end, even though that they were becoming a couple, it annoyed me that they're such flat characters and have no development that this guy never gave me any reason to believe that he was changing to be anything beyond this womanizer that he was. For her to fall for him and not even question it for the sanctity of this kid,
no,
I'm like,
you're right. For the thing that bothered me the most was that final turn in the story, and it's coming because they show you in the trailer.
And that's why it fails, because I don't give a shit.
And you got to bring in the argument where they just one argument breaks them up. And let's not talk about it. We have to have the airport scene.
See that was really the death knell, because it's like even after that point, Cyrus, that you were talking about, they still had reached a point where it's like, okay, it didn't go the way you thought it was going to, and everybody's worked it out, and it's cool. Yeah. But it was like, no. There's still 3 cliches that we haven't done yet. And it was almost like the director was like just rocking back in his chair like, I'm sorry, you guys. I got to call you back in here. We got to keep shooting. I have to do it.
And let's not forget, and then near the end, we have to have a party where we get to see all the characters
back.
With characters that didn't even matter that much. We have to have them all in one scene. Why not have a party? I mean, the
only thing that was missing was a dance number at the end.
Yep. At least there wasn't a dance number here, and that baby did a little jig, so I'm even gonna count it as that.
Well, we didn't stay through the credits, so for all we know,
that's true.
Yeah,
it was a big mass exodus.
CG baby.
Hey, look, man. I will say this much. This is the kind of movie. I really, like I said, I'm not going to give it some bullshit because I know that it's made for a particular audience. It will please that audience. But even that audience, I think, it's just going to be, I won't say satisfied. They'll be okay with it. We'll see. We'll be watching something. We'll be watching a football game or just having the TV on one week. And then this movie's going to come on as the middle of the day movie on cable.
Throw that TV out the guy.
And then we'll look at it and be like, oh, yeah, I remember seeing that movie a couple of years ago. I forgot that we were even ever there. Right. So, this is probably the lowest of a rental that I could give this, but I do give it a low rental.
Yeah, I'm actually right there with you. I mean, I can't speak for whether or not somebody's going to like it. I mean, there's no question this was not made for us, even more so than all the rest of Katherine Heigl's terrible comedies. This one is wearing its ticking time bomb of a womb on it. And it is no intention of being for anything but woman and women who don't like movies that they have to think about either. What are you going to do? Some people aren't really movie buffs. They just like something to kill some time with.
Yeah.
And for the woman who this is that sort of thing, sure, go see it. But for anyone else, at best, it's a low rental, only because it's not. It doesn't torment you. It's just dull as fuck.
Well, my feelings about the film aren't as negative as you guys, but you certainly bring up good points that I can't refute. I just say, I'm more frustrated that there are times when it could have been something better and it just refused to be that. And it just goes on too long. It's like if somebody could have made it stop, maybe it had a couple places it could have ended well and just didn't know how to stop. It's like somebody who's talking and putting their foot in their mouth in front of some important people, and you're just in your head screaming at them, "Shut up, dude! Shut up!" No, it just comes to me. It's just a rental. Yeah. I'm not even saying a low rental. It's just a rental.
Yeah.
All the jokes were forced. I didn't care about the situation. All I thought was, what kind of shitty friends do you have to have in order, if you die, they're gonna throw their burden on you.
You're right.
That made no sense, especially when you have two people that hated the fuck out of each other. This movie fucking lasted my whole fucking day. I honestly felt like I was in that theater for fucking ever with two bickering assholes. This is getting some bullshit.
Matinee, you said?
Fuck that.
Hey, I do understand how this movie annoyed you? If I was that fucking kid riding with those two people, I would unbuckle myself in my child seat and just let myself out the car.
It did feel like a lifetime.
While the car was moving, I would open the door and just roll right out that motherfucker, man.
I finally figured out why Peter and Allison picked us, and it's not because we knew them best. It's because you and me together, Sophie, somehow we're a family.